The beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam made dua for the Sahaba Ikram as they went out in single combat. Hadhrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he defeated Walid bin Utbah, and Hadhrat Hamza radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he defeated Shayba, and Hadhrat Ubaidah at that time was surrounded by a number of kuffar. Not one, that quite a few came, and he got stuck with a sword onto his thigh, which was quite a severe blow. And remember, Hadhrat Ubaidah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, amongst all the Sahaba Ikram, was quite elderly. He was 80 years old. And immediately Hadhrat Hamza and Hadhrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu saw the situation, and they went for the assistance of Hadhrat Ubaidah. And Hadhrat Ubaidah, he was also successful in killing his opponent. But after this, it was an open war. And various, Sahaba Ikram, and they, acted upon the instructions of the beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam as to how to go and attack the kuffar. And it must be said that the kuffar had sent a person to go out and look at the Muslim army and see how they feel. I mean, see how they are, how they are prepared, etc. And we all know right from the very beginning that the number of swords and the spears were very, very little. Everyone didn't have a sword. Everyone didn't have a spear. And there were very few armor, very few horses. That was the condition of the Muslims. But the person that came and saw the Muslim army, he came back and he reported to the leaders. He says, the army is very little. I can't see them more than 313. But there's one thing I can see in that army, is that they will kill us. I can see our deaths in their eyes. And therefore, the battle didn't start as yet. It will be better that we return. Utbah, he agreed to that person, and he said, give the message to Abu Jahl. But Abu Jahl, he didn't want to listen. Remember, Abu Jahl, he saw the mu'jizas of the beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Makkah, and with all that, he opposed our beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when he came into Badr, Shaitan, Iblis told him, what I can see you can't see, the numbers they got is more than us, you rather retreat. He said, no. Now that I've come so far, I will make sure that I see the end of this war. And Abu Jahl further went on to say that I know that this personality is on haqq, but it is my pride that does not allow me to agree to whatever he says. If I wanted to accept Islam, this is not the place for me to accept Islam on the Battle of Badr. Because people told him, listen here, this is the condition, we can see a huge army against us. Now there were those that saw the Malaika, not in their own form, but they saw them in numbers of human beings. And that created a fear in the hearts immediately, that, what, are we facing such a huge army? This is natural, that if you are 10 people and you're faced with 1,000 people, what is going to happen? You will know that death is certain for us. That is what you're going to say. And but if you see, hey, you got an army of 100 people and there's only 5 people on the other hand, what is going to go through your mind? So if we are 100 and they only 5, we will finish them up. So immediately, mentally, you have that assurance in your mind that, you know what, we will fight and we'll kill these 5 people. Now this type of fear was set into their minds and into their eyes, that they saw that they didn't see 313. There were those that saw 313. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended those malaikas, they saw that number of the Sahaba Ikram in huge numbers. Fear came into them. And when the war started out, so this battle where the Malaikas had actually taken, they actually used themselves and struck certain kuffar. Because after the battle, there were certain kuffar that were brought, they were dragged. They saw that their faces had a slash, like as if to say a lightning had struck them. Quite a few of the kuffar were like this, and the beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that these kuffars, they fell in the hands of certain malaikas and they were killed by them. Certain Sahaba Ikram heard people saying, yes, go further, go further. And when they looked around, they couldn't see anyone. And actually it was the malaikas that were saying, go further. And they were making the horses go further. And certain Sahaba Ikrams heard a strike, like how you would crack a whip. They heard that strike, but they couldn't see it. But what they did see is a kafir fall to his death. So yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped the Muslims to gain victory. And talking about Hadhrat Ubaidah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he got struck quite severely, and on his way back at Wadi Sughar, on the way to Madinah to Munawwara, this Sahaba Ikram had passed on.